Coming up on this week's edition of KQ2 Sports Central, Week 5 of football tonight is in the books. We take a look back at some of the best moments of the week, plus changes coming to the Kansas classifications for a couple of area schools. Details coming up, and the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame announcing the Kansas City area enshrinement class of 2025. We'll go through that full list coming up on KQ2 Sports Central. Welcome into KQ2 Sports Central. Thank you so much for joining us again this week. I'm Chris Roush. Happy to be with you as always, and thank you so much for joining us on this effort to continue to highlight and spotlight local and area high school and college athletes across Northeast Kansas and Northwest Missouri. We have a lot to get to on the show, so let's go ahead and get started. Well, it's hard to believe we're already past the midway point of the high school football regular season. Week 5 now in the books for Missouri, Week 4 in the books for Kansas. Let's take a look back now at some of the top moments and top plays from Week 5 of football tonight. Well, the Kansas State High School Activities Association announcing the football classification changes for the 2026 and 2027 seasons. The Troy Trojans will move from 1A down to 8-man football in the football classifications that were released. Troy will play in 8-man Division II, and the Atchison Phoenix will be moving down from 4A to 3A in football too. The Missouri Sports Hall of Fame Kansas City enshrinement class of 2025 features 21 total inductees, including a World Series champion, former Royals third baseman Mike Moustakas, 4 Kansas City area high school teams, 8 sports, athletic administrators, and sports broadcasting.
I was not really flabbergasted, but almost flabbergasted.
The class includes longtime Benton boys basketball coach and athletic director Mike Ziesel.
The Hall of Fame started a long time ago, and I was around when the initial Hall of Fame was brought in Columbia, Missouri. And I remember guys like Gary Filbert and Richard Fairchild and all those people. To be honored with them and then the people that are going in this year, it's just a tremendous honor.
Former Mo West softball and volleyball coach Risa Sumrall, her 1982 Griffin softball team winning the NAIA National Championship. The class also features longtime Northwest head tennis coach Mark Rosewell a 29-time MIAA Coach of the Year, and a 30-time MIAA regular season champion.
I say this often, I never played 1 point. We had a lot of good players, a lot of players from St. Joe, I might add, particularly on the women's side. Ron Selkirk sent us a lot of those players, and what a wonderful, he taught a lot of people how to play tennis and sent us a lot of great players. I'm on cloud 9 right now.
The 2025 class also features former Savannah 3-sport standout Taryn Martin, who is now the associate head basketball coach at Alabama Birmingham. A Fairfax graduate and Missouri Valley College multi-sport athlete Melvin Rogers, and the 1982 Maryville Spoofhounds football team that won the state football championship.
The class we're in here is just outstanding. I mean, every person has got tremendous credentials.
These honorees will be inducted into the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame in 2 months in November in Kansas City, and they'll officially take their rightful place as the class of 2025. Well, the St. Joseph tennis community lost a giant earlier this month with the passing of Ron Selkirk. Selkirk coaching hundreds of tennis athletes at high school and college and everywhere in between. Selkirk passed away earlier this month, but his impact and legacy will live on.
If you have had anything to do with tennis in St. Joe in the last 40 years, he either taught you everything you know or at least some of what you know.
For 6 decades, Ron Selkirk dedicated his life to the game of tennis. Following a Hall of Fame college career at Truman State University, moving to St. Joseph, working at Central High School teaching and coaching. After Central, Selkirk and his family packed up and left for Sioux Falls, South Dakota, where he was the head pro and director of tennis at the Wood Lake Racket Club. But St. Joseph came calling again, drawing the Selkirks back to town, where Ron was the head pro and manager of the St. Joseph Tennis and Swim Club. He coached hundreds of tennis players. Selkirk just loved the game. Just last month, Ron's son Adam went into the St. Joseph Area Sports Hall of Fame as one of the best tennis players ever to come out of St. Joseph. And while Ron couldn't be there in person, Adam made sure to thank the man that started it all.
Everything I know about tennis, or about being a man, and everything in between, he worked literally 7 days a week, often 10 to 12 hours a day, and never once did he not have time for me at the tail end of that day to come and and hit balls for the hour and a half or so that I played every single day of my life.
While I interviewed Ron last month ahead of the Hall of Fame ceremony, we did talk about Adam's success. Going back to when he was 3 years old and just you dropping the balls, to now him going into the Hall of Fame. Did you ever think the 3-year-old there would have the career that he did in tennis?
Not really, no. Not really. I mean, I'd hoped he'd loved it and play it, and he still loves it.
But Ron made sure to talk about all the boys and girls he coached that picked up a racket hoping to find a sport they loved.
I've been very fortunate that I've had a lot of good kids to do, girls and boys both, and they've done very well, and their success makes me happy, and we move on. So.
Welcome back into KQ2 Sports Central. I'm Chris Roush, happy to be with you as always. And let's roll on with some NAIA football. The Benedictine Ravens, how about those Ravens under head coach Joel Osborne? Again, toward the top of the NAIA top 25 and the top 3 this week for the Ravens. And a big part of their success comes from their quarterback. KQ2's Anthony Crane brings us more on this record breaker.
It took fewer than 30 games for the Lawrence graduate Jackson Dooley to break nearly every passing record in the Benedictine Ravens record book. But that wasn't the focus early on for the senior quarterback.
Expectations were to come to a school that I love and get a degree and hopefully win some football games.
29 starts into his career, Dooley owns the record for career passing yards in a season, and touchdown passes in a season.
Pretty cool. I probably don't realize how cool it is right now. But just having some guys ahead of me and a lot of older guys that I've become good friends with, having them show the way and just trying to create my own path and do my own thing, and I think it's working.
Dooley made his way to Atchison in 2021 as part of Joe Osborne's first recruiting class at Benedictine. Osborne said the relationship blossomed right away.
A lot of trust in his high school coach, Steve Rampy. I had coached against Steve when he was OC at Pitt State, and then he took over Lawrence High when I was recruiting for Northwest and Lawrence. And when I got the job, he called, congratulated me, and we started talking about offensive football. And he said, "Well, you should recruit my quarterback." And he was spot on. I mean, guys came in and just been a sponge. Developed a relationship really quickly with him. I can relate to him because I was a coach's kid as well. My dad was a basketball coach, just like his dad's a basketball coach. So, and he responds well to people getting after him and holding him accountable. And he's really just a joy to coach.
The fifth-year head coach said Dooley's ability to understand the offense and read defenses has allowed them to grow offensively.
Developed the offense even more since his sophomore year. We're a lot more complex with what we're doing, a lot more pre-snap, post-snap reads, and give him really more keys to the car. And he's had tremendous growth. So it's allowed us to really spread the ball around even more, which has been great. It makes us harder to stop.
Dooley spoke about how the game has changed for him in his 3 years as a starter.
When you get your feet under you, when you first start playing your first year in college, you realize you haven't played a football game in a long time, and you just start to realize what a lot of teams are going to try to do to some of the guys you have. And I wouldn't say slows down because the game's always going pretty fast, but you learn quickly that the game moves fast and you got to pace yourself so you can keep going.
The offense hasn't missed a step in 2025, averaging 40 points per game despite the team fielding some new faces throughout the offense.
Jackson's first 2 years, he had 2 All-American wide receivers and an All-American tight end, Reed Levi. And then you take those guys out of the picture and he's still able to be productive. And, we've had other guys step up like Tanner Zimmerman, Joseph Lagaflina. You're starting to see LeBron Jackson. You're seeing Titan Osborne, a redshirt freshman. So, he's been able to elevate his play while we've, put new players in the roles they've been in. So it's been really good to see.
Dooley and the number 14 ranked scoring offense in the country will be back at home Saturday against Peru State. Anthony Crane, KQ2 Sports.
Still ahead here on KQ2 Sports Central, Anthony Crane and I sit down to have a conversation about the world of sports journalism, as well as covering teams in Northwest Missouri and Northeast Kansas. And some area and local cheer squads getting ready for regionals. We take a look at their quest for a high performance at regionals. Stay tuned. High school cheer teams holding their showcase earlier this week before they head to regionals. Platte County, Central High School, and Savannah Cheer all meeting off, showing off their hard work at Central High School. KQ2's Mary Grace talked to some of the team about what goes into their routines as they prepare for regionals.
We've been preparing for months and months for this day to come. It's a tremendous athletic ability to do what they can do.
The Platte County Pirates, Savannah Savages, and Central Indian cheer teams all getting ready to take on regionals.
I think we did really good. We've definitely come a long way in the past month. I'm really proud of us.
We've absolutely nothing to doubt, hit a routine, walk off the mat like they've accomplished climbing a mountain.
These teams putting in months of work to get to where they are today.
They are the definition of athletic individuals with everything that comes with the demands of cheer. They work countless hours.
We practice 3 days a week for several hours. Some early morning practices from 5:45 in the morning until they go straight into school, sometimes after school for 3 to 4 hours. So we've been working really hard.
And for these athletes and coaches, it's about more than just landing the stunts.
It's about true grit, grinding things out when it's tough, when it seems like you can't do it. It is continuously just pushing and digging your way out to be able to accomplish the goal.
To me, cheerleading is the bond that you get with everybody. I love these girls to death. I've known some of them my whole life, and it's so fun watching them, exceed in what they do.
It's given me a lot of confidence during just all of my high school career and middle school and everything, even during hard times that I've been through. It's just been my light of my life. Yeah, I just love my team so much. And I'm so proud of everyone.
Still ahead here on KQ2 Sports Central, we go back into the archives with a former DeKalb Tiger and his enjoyment of playing football. And coming up next, KQ2 Sports' Anthony Crane and I sit down for a conversation about all things Northwest Missouri and Northeast Kansas sports. Stay tuned.
Yeah, joining me is not exactly an athlete or a coach.
Okay, good start. Good start for me.
Anymore. You're quite the athlete, I think.
No, it's fine. Fine in the grandest term of the word fine.
But you know what we want to do is maybe once a month on this podcast kind of recap what's been going on in sports. And since I put that on you 2 days ago, I thought this time we could talk about you, because you spent a lot of time over the years talking about other people and telling their story. And not that you have to go into detail of every part of your life, but kind of want to hear how you got here and when that storytelling, the passion for that started.
Whoa, okay. So we're just going right into this then. All right. Oh, man. I'm used to being on the other side of this. This is weird. This is weirder than I thought it was going to be, being put on the spot. Yeah, I mean,
I always thought it'd be easier to answer the questions than...
See, you would think so, but then I want to make sure I'm as thoughtful with the answers that I hope I get from other people. Sometimes you don't get those thoughtful answers, and that's fine. People are nervous, or there's not much to say about it, or it's the week of the game and everybody's beatable. You can lose to anybody. You get the proverbial.
You don't have the cliches to pull out of.
No, you get the coach speak, and all the coaches know. I'll just give them a look when I know I'm getting the coach speak, and they'll laugh. I'll laugh, and we'll move forward.
Last year or so, you've added basketball tonight, Sports Central. How happy are you with what you've been able to accomplish in a short time, and is there more you want to do?
It's a loaded question.
Well, I mean, I guess maybe it's fair enough you took football tonight, something that was extremely successful, and you convinced people to, let you do basketball, which I assume was pretty successful because people love sports.
They do love sports, yeah.
I mean, those sports shows. I mean, ratings show that night, just your average night, people are watching the weather, and that's about it. But people in this area do care about sports, and
they do. And I don't want to make it because I'm not reinventing the wheel with any of this.
Sure, but you have to convince people to do it.
Yeah, and I think part of that is the buy-in that we have internally, and the buy-in that I know we have out there that want this type of content, because again, we're now in a day and age where the industry has changed, where newspapers across the board, they're not the same as they were. And that's no reporter's fault. That's no one's fault on the ground level, because that's how the industry's changed. I mean, you look at, and I don't know the last time I saw USA Today with a bunch of box scores. I don't even know the last time I read USA Today, like in paper form. I think it may have been college, because we used to get it up in Northwest, and that was still fun. But again, you don't see those type of things. People want those, whether it's in social media, whether it's in video form, whether it's on TV, radio. It doesn't matter what avenue it is. And so it's how do we continue that within reason and within the realm of what can be done. Because, again, we don't have 30 people in the newsroom, and most stations don't. I mean, that's also the nature of the beast at this point, too, is consolidation is very much where everything's trending. And so it's how can we do more with less without it being a hindrance to the day-to-day process.
And how do you balance that?
That's a great question. So for like the Sports Central shows and everything like that, you guys put together stories. I put them all in there too. It's not me just putting things together. It's
sure, but I mean, I guess more specifically, the balance of asking people for more when there is less.
Well, and that's the thing too, is I would love to have more access to more reporters, more technology, whatever it may be, but it's believing that we're helping the community. B, you're helping yourself because you're learning how to do more stuff. And then who knows, you go somewhere else or you take this and you know what to do with a different job later. I don't care what it is, what you do with it. It just is helping you get better yourself. It's also giving you a sense of pride of being a part and doing something too. Welcome back into KQ2 Sports Central. I'm Chris Roush. Thank you so much again for joining us this week. As we wrap things up here, let's go back into the archives to the DeKalb Tigers, as one of their former players was making an impact on the team. Whether he was playing considerable amount of minutes or not, he was a huge contributor to the Tigers program. Take a look.
Set, go, go.
At an early age, Caleb Hunley was diagnosed with cerebral palsy, but don't think for 1 second he lets it slow him down.
He's very courageous because he's not scared of anything. He'll go in and if you ask him to do it, he'll do it.
Go. DeKalb football isn't built with tremendous numbers, but having Caleb come out for the team this year breathes new life into this program.
Ever since he moved in, he was, hey, I want to play football, and he always, I can take a hit. That's what he always says, I can take a hit.
Being smart aleck, I asked him, so you're going to play football? And he said yes, and he actually showed up.
Go, Caleb. Get your head off it. Get your head off it, Caleb. Chop.
And if you ask Caleb about playing football, you won't be surprised by his answer.
I hit table with my teammates.
He's new to the football team and to the school, but he's already considered one of the funniest guys on the team, a team that considers Caleb more like family than teammates.
He's really funny. It's not like I don't see him as a different person anyways, because he's a very fun person, and he's just a really good friend to me, and he's my cousin, so I love him.
Caleb doesn't want to be looked at as a different person. He's one of the guys. He sticks his nose in there and wants to be the best.
He's never afraid to hit. He's always sticking his nose into everything and wanting to do everything.
He just wants to be out here and have fun. He just wants to be one of the guys, and he's not going to let anything stop him. He's going to keep going, and all the way through.
Caleb has lofty expectations for himself and his fellow Tigers. And the goal, well, it's quite simple.
State champs?
Yeah.
Let's go. Chris Roush, KQ2 Sports. And now we'll wrap things up for this week's edition of KQ2 Sports Central. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you to everyone for making this show possible. Until next time, I'm Chris Roush, and this is KQ2 Sports Central.